Welcome in all my friends, Lazy Retired Granny here. It's Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. The time is 8:09 a.m. here in cloudy and cool Salem, Oregon. The weather today, we have a high of 52 or 11 Celsius and a low of 45 or 7 Celsius, and it's supposed to rain. So I am continuing my journey on Canvas 2 of 6 of a 6-pack that I was gifted from Becky Sloan for my birthday back in July. And I've completed this bottom portion. And now I'm ready to move up here. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of section this one off. And I'm going to do this bottom portion. So get my little mat out and cover a portion. I think I'll do it right here. I think I can complete this part today. There we go. Yeah, this part right here I'll do. A lot of, I don't want to say color blocking, but using a lot of the greens and the whites and just a little bit of the pinks. And I am getting out a different tray because I need to wash up my tray. And I forgot to do that this morning. Get some wax in my pen here. All right, so I think, let's see what we got here. Let's do the V's, which is 1. V for crafting with V. I was watching some of her older videos this morning. I think, let's see, I am up to, what are we doing? Okay, it looks like she just did an unboxing for a PR, it says a year ago, from Everyday Deals, and she's ready to kit up for one of those paintings for the crystal rhinestone owls. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I also like owls. I don't want to be around owls, but I think they're nice to look at. And there is a lot of static in the air this morning. Even my drills are getting staticky, so we must have had a pressure change. And I know I am staticky, so I gotta be careful when I touch something so I don't electrocute myself. So my goal for today is to get this section done. And let's see, we're on day 2? Yep, day 2. I am I'm going to make some peanut butter cookies today. Doesn't that sound good? Cool day outside, some rain, but some nice comfort cookies. I don't know if Ellie can nibble on one. Just a small bite, maybe, because they're peanut butter. She doesn't get a lot. Just a small nibble. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that this morning. That'll make the room smell good. And I'm still eating on my stew. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Can't remember how much I got left in there. I might finish it off today. And then I think it's time to make some spaghetti. Yeah, it's that time of year. Need that comfort food. My son sent me a text yesterday, and he has one of his doctor's appointments in the morning, and my granddaughter has a dental cleaning in the morning. So he asked it, or let's see, not tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. So he asked if I could take her to her dental appointment. So that's about 9:30. So I'll be venturing out Thursday morning, take her to that, and then drop her off at school and come back home. Oh, Ellie, every time I record, you come over here with a toy, you goofy. Oh, I think she thinks I'm talking to her. Or she's telling me, why are you talking to yourself? So yesterday, let's see, what happened yesterday? I did some knitting. I ate some stew. And then I was watching TV. Yep, you guessed it. I fell asleep. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is, but I have just gotten myself into this habit of taking a nap in the afternoon. For about 2 hours. I can't remember what time it was now, but I think it was later in the afternoon. But I was tired last night for some reason. So I didn't get much reading done. I think what it was is the night before I didn't sleep real good. Yep, you got the famous bark. Every single video. She's got to find something to bark about. So anyway, I think I went to sleep about 8:30. And when did I get up this morning? About 4-ish, maybe. I'm still drinking my coffee with French vanilla creamer. And I watched DP Crazy Lady and her videos on her cross stitch. Too complicated for this old brain. It's interesting. I've never watched anybody or really I don't know anything about cross stitch, to tell you the truth. I thought, and I don't know the difference between cross stitch, embroidery, and I don't know, maybe it's the same thing. I have no idea. Does anybody know? I'm sure somebody knows. It's just never a craft that I have done or, I don't know, been interested in or know of anybody who does it to get me interested in it. And yeah, so, and I'm not going to start now. I'll just live the experience through DP Crazy Lady. I don't need another craft. Okay, any W's? I can't keep up with the two crafts that I have. What's the difference between a craft and a hobby? What would you say? Because crafting is a hobby, but when does it become your craft and not a hobby? I got lots of questions for people. Maybe that would make a good tag for people. I could tag people. Questions Granny wants to know. Or answers to questions Granny wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh. I would ask my know-it-all, but I don't want to spark anybody else's to answer the question. Well, I could put you on hold. Wait just a second.
On the website encyclopedia.com, they say, do-it-yourself activities, which may combine several crafts, constitute a hobby only if approached as leisure. Moreover, some do-it-yourself activities involve not so much creating something new, not a craft, as repairing or tinkering with something old, as in fixing a car or washing machine.
All right, that made no sense. So a hobby would be just tinkering with something, huh? All right, let me clarify the question.
Hobby has 3 different meanings. Starting with the most common one, hobby can be used as a noun to mean an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure, similarly to pastime and leisure activity. Is that the meaning you were looking for?
Yes.
Okay, here's an example of how to use hobby. Her hobbies are reading and gardening. Do you want to hear how hobby is spelled?
No.
Craft is used as a noun to mean a kind of strong, smooth brown wrapping paper. Do you want to hear how craft is spelled?
No. All right. So I guess this is a hobby. Because we do it in our leisure time, which I always have leisure time. Because I am a lazy retired granny. All right, now I'll find out the answer to my other question, which is embroidery versus cross stitch. Okay, hold on.
On the website caterpillarcrossstitch.com, they say, unlike cross-stitch, embroidery is much more free-form as you aren't limited to following the grid of the Ida or even weave fabric. Like cross-stitch, you can follow a pattern with embroidery. Typically, the design is transferred onto the fabric and you can use the template to add in your stitches. People also ask me, is cross-stitch considered embroidery? Want to hear the answer?
Yes.
On the website needlepoint.com, they say, cross-stitch is a type of hand embroidery, and it's simple for beginners. The most popular stitch is a basic X shape. The stitches form tiles that come together to create a pattern. Since the stitches create a boxy look, cross-stitch is good for printing slogans and other simple designs.
And there we have it, folks. Still Greek to me. But it sounds like it's a similar craft. So we're still waiting to hear from DP Crazy Lady and how the appointment went with her doctor for surgery. And I watched Becky Sloan's 2 videos, part 1 and 2. And she was explaining about, they want to do the surgery as soon as possible. So it'll be interesting how long she has to be in the hospital after surgery. It seems like anymore, they do the surgery and they want you out of the hospital. They don't want to keep you anymore, which I can understand, I guess, but it just seems if they could do a little bit more proactive care and make sure there's no infections and blah, 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 you know, to keep you for a few days. I remember when you had a baby, they would keep you in the hospital for at least 3 days. Now you go in and they release you right away. You don't get the luxury of resting. Oh no, we're going to send you home after you've been in labor for hours and of course in the olden days, I mean the real olden days, women would be out in the fields working and squat and have the baby and keep on a working. And then I don't know what happened, but then it was changed where, you know, these women had to stay in bed for a month. Funny how things change over the decades. What's really shocking is that a long time ago, everybody was just in one room, all the patients, and then it was changed to you could be in a semi-private room, and if you wanted a private room, that cost more. I remember that. And there was like 3 people in a room, at least in, you know, maternity. And then your babies were kept in the nursery, and they brought the babies to you for a certain amount of time and then took them away. And you could only have visitors during certain hours for a certain amount of time. Yeah. Now, at least here, visitations all day, all night. You can even sleep with the patient. I mean, they got little cots, or not really a couch, but a couch that is a bed. Luxury. And you can order food from the cafeteria. I mean, you have to pay for it, but if you're a visitor, yeah, you can have food brought up. You can even have a steak dinner. Wow. It is hot in here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if somebody's got their heat on next door or upstairs, but I'm roasting. Usually it does stay pretty warm in here. I mean, if it's freezing cold outside, it doesn't, but I usually do not have to really turn on my heat until like maybe December or when it gets really cold. Now, there are predictions that we're going to have a hard winter, but we'll see. I don't know how they make those predictions, but we're getting down, into the 40s at night, but it doesn't feel that cold to me out there. Maybe I'm just getting more warm-blooded or something. I don't know what it is. Or I'm getting sick. Maybe I got a temperature and don't even know it. I'm always really afraid when I have to go out and about and be around people, even to go to the store. It's like I wait for COVID to hit me. I just hope that I always wear my mask and I try to not be, too close to people. But, I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But, yeah, I got to make my appointment for my COVID booster. I wanted to wait about 3 weeks after my flu shot. And so I guess I didn't have any reaction to the flu shot. Hopefully, I do not have a reaction to the COVID shot. I didn't before, but which is kind of weird because I heard that if you have a reaction to the flu shot or the COVID, whatever, that's a good thing because that means your body's fighting it. Well, I never have a reaction, so my body must not be fighting it very much. What do you guys think? Maybe I can ask Miss Know-It-All. Let's see what she says.
Sorry, I don't understand.
She's not as smart as she thinks she is. had the sniffles this morning. So I hope I'm not getting sick. Maybe it's just allergies. It is so damp outside. I mean, we have mushrooms growing in the grass. Always something with that grass. The soil is so weird out here. And I just mowed. When was that? When did I last mow? Last Wednesday I mowed. And the grass needs to be mowed again. But it's raining today and it's so wet. Yeah, I have a feeling unless we get some really good dry days, this grass is going to be impossible to mow when it finally dries out. My son said just to put the mower on high. But it's just too wet out there for me to tackle it. But yeah, it's just growing like wildfire. Which part of me says just let it grow, because then maybe it will spread over into those spots that are bare, which it is over there in the corner. I haven't been mowing over there or doing anything with it because I want that to be all grass in the corner. And it's working. It's a spreading. So I'm hoping once the rains really come in that it doesn't go into a mud pit like it usually does. I do a lot of experimenting with this lawn out here on my side. My son doesn't have any issues at all on his side. It's just my side. But there's nobody goes on his grass. Mine is well used. Because that's Ellie's play yard. I was going to talk about something. Oh, that knitting pattern that I was talking about that's going to be my next project. I found some yarn that I'm going to use. It's from a Mary Maxim kit that I had in there. And it's called Maple Decay. But it is a 4-weight. And the pattern actually calls for a bulky yarn, but this is it. But I'm going to try it with this. I love this kind of yarn. I've got another blanket made out of this. But anyway, this one, I've got 2 different colors. I've got this one that's called Berry Cocoa, which is purples and blues and greens. And then I have another pack of it, which is some greens, light purples. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. What's the color on this one? It's the same brand. What is the color on this? Oh, is this the same? You know what? Oh, don't tell me it isn't so. Well, it says I don't want to make another decision here. Why is this? It's the same thing. They just packaged it different. Oh, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. It doesn't look like a 4-weight. I wonder if this is, this might, maybe not. That doesn't look like a 4-weight to me, but this looks more like a 3-weight. Of course, it does say DK, but they're saying it's a 4-weight. That doesn't make any sense, but who cares? That's what I'm going to use. I'm not changing my mind now. Hopefully, I have enough because it does call for a bulky. But whatever turns out, turns out. I don't care. I just want to try the pattern. If I like the pattern really well, then I will use that pattern for something else. Oh my gosh, I've been on here 38 minutes. Jabber, jabber, jabber. All right, I'm going to let you go. And I am waiting for an update from DP Crazy Lady on her daughter. Let me see if there's anything on there. I don't see anything. I think her doctor's appointment was this morning. So, yeah. All right. Chat with you later. Thanks for stopping by.